أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والفجر وليال عشر والشفع والوتر والليل إذا يسر هل في ذلك قسم الذي هجر and onward inshallah we will look at it. والفجر okay. So this is a structure we have seen before as well. Wow and al-fajr. Wow is a harfu qasam. Wajar. Okay. And al-fajr is ism majroor. Okay. And together they both are muta'alliq بفعل محذوف تقديره أقسم. أقسم. Okay. So أقسم بالفجر. That basically will be the meaning, that how we will actually understand it. In terms of meaning, wal fajr, I think we have seen it before. Fajra yafjuru, fajran, bab nasara, to break up, to cleave. Fujur, fujuran is another masdar, and in that case, the meaning is to act immorally. Also, there is another spelling for it, fajara yafjuru. Oh, sorry, I think this is the duplicate. My apologies. And then fajran, it means dawn or daybreak, morning or twilight. Okay. So in this case, the translation is going to be by the daybreak. Okay. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking a oath or swearing by the daybreak. And number 2, walayalin ashr. Walayalin ashr. So waw is harfu atf. Layalin is ma'atufun ala fajr. It is ma'atufun ala fajr. Now, there's more story to the bigger story to Layalin. I thought I should share with you, and that's why I have the footnote here, and I have captured the note here. Okay. So Layalin. So there are 2 points of views on what is the detailed analysis of Layalin. Now, both of them say that it is majroor. Okay. Both of them say it is majroor. But the first of them says it is majroor bil kasratil muqaddara. Kasratil muqaddara. Even though you can say it says layalin with a kasratain at the end, but it says bil kasratil muqaddara alal ja'il manqus al mahzufa. Okay. And really what's important to understand is that layalin is actually, layalin is a plural of laylatun. Layalin is a plural of laylatun. And what is the version for this? The version for this is mafa'ilu. Mafa'ilu. Okay, which is, we know, is one of the plural pattern which basically makes mamnu min as-sarf. So layalin is actually mamnu min as-sarf because it is on the version of mafa'ilu. On top of that, it is manqus. Okay, what is manqus? Manqus is a noun which basically ends with a ya. Okay, so the asl spelling of layalun is laya liyu. Laya liyu. Okay, of course, the ya, if it has a if the letter before ya has a kasra, then then we know that there are some changes that happen to it. We saw the words like wadin and qadin and muhamin in our Medina books. So that ja is actually dropped. Okay, so that ja is dropped, and so where does the vowel sign for it goes? Okay. So as per the original explanation, which is I've written here, majrurun bil kasra fil muqaddara al ja'i manqus al-mahzufa. So they say that this was basically a kasratul muqaddara, which is interesting because mamnu min as-sarf is majroor with a fatha. Okay, so but in this particular case, when you have a manqus noun on the wazn of mafa'ilu, then looks like there's an exception that's created, and this exception is in two texts that we see both in Nur al-Yaqeen and Dr. Abdul Rahim. And Dr. Abdul Rahim has actually mentioned this particular thing in, I think, lesson number 2 of book 3, as well as the lesson number 34 of book number 3. So book 3, lesson 2 and lesson 34 both actually discuss this particular topic. So please do take a look at it. But there is a different point of view as well, which you see in Dr. Sulman Yaqut's analysis. Okay, and what he says is that it is still majroor, but it is majroor with a fathatul muqaddara, not kasratul muqaddara, but fathatul muqaddara on the same ja, which is mahzuf. And then he explains wahuwa mamnu min as-sarf sigha muntaha al-jumu. It is basically a version of muntaha al-jumu. There are two muntaha al-jumu version. One is mafa'ilu and the other one is mafa'ilu. And then he says that in this case, the tanween is connected with it to compensate for this omitted ya. Okay, the tanween is connected with it to compensate for this ya. So two different analyses that you will find. I wanted to bring it out. But at the end of the day, it is still majroor, which is common between both of them. Okay, and majroor because it is ma'tuf to the noun fajr, which is itself is majroor. But one of them says that it is majroor with kasra, kasratul muqaddara. The other one says with fathatul muqaddara. Okay, thought I should actually bring it up to your attention. Anyway, this is part of the notes, inshallah. So you will actually have them with you once you download them after the class, inshallah. Okay. So walayalin ashr. So layal we said is ma'tuf ala fajr, still majroor. And then ashrin is mudaf ilayhi. Is mudaf ilayhi. Okay. I just want to make sure that one thing, just give me one quick second. No, I take it back. Just let me confirm one other source. Okay, sorry, my apologies. It's not mudaf ilayhi, it is not. I should have captured it. Not li layal. Okay. How do we translate it? And layal is nights. Nights. Okay. So laylatun is singular. Plural is layalin. Okay. And with the definite article al layali, nights. Ashr. Okay. Ashr. So ashara ya ashuru, ashran. Okay. There are two different spellings and they have kind of related meanings. So ashara ya ashuru means to take 1 from 10. Okay, almost like to minus 1 from 10. And then ashara ya ashiru, bab daraba, to add 1 to 9. Add 1 to 9 to basically to make something 10 by adding 1 to 9. Okay, something was already 9, by adding 1 more to it, you have made it 10. Ashrun means 10. Ishar, which is something that we will see we actually in Surah Takwir, it's a plural of ushara'u. Okay, 10-month pregnant camels. 10-month pregnant camels. And then ma'asharun, another word that's used in the Quran from this root is company, group, or kinsfolk. Okay. So, and 10 nights. Okay. By the daybreak and by the 10 nights. Okay. Moving on to next surah. Sorry, next ayah, ayah number 3. والشفع والوتر. والشفع والوتر. والشفع والوتر. I wrote some of the analysis. Quite simple. Waw is harfu atf. Okay. Waw is harfu atf. Shaf'i is again ma'tufun ala fajr. And waw is again harfu atf. And watr is ma'tufun ala fajr. Okay. Shaf'i, the meaning. Shafa'a yashfa'u shaf'an. Bab fataha, to double, to attach, to add. And then with the masdar shafa'atan, means to mediate, to put in good word, to intercede. And then shaf'un means double, pair, even, doubling, making a pair. And then shafa'atun means intercession. So here the meaning of shaf' is even. Okay. And the even. Okay. Wal watr. Watara yateru watran. This is the misal wawi fail. To defraud someone of something. Okay. A meaning in the verb which has it seems like it doesn't have any correlation with the noun watrun, which means single or an odd number. Single or an odd number. Okay, so here the meaning is and the odd. And the odd. Okay. Moving on, inshallah. Ayah number 4. Wallayli idha yasr. Wallayli idha yasr. Wallayli, again, this is the harfu'at, waw is harfu'at. Al-layli, ma'atufun ala fajr. And then idha is a zarf, zaman. Okay. And mujarrad min ma'ana shart, meaning it is void of any meaning of condition. Just zarf zaman. And in that it is fi mahalli nasbin. And then yasr is mudare marfu. Okay, mudare marfu. Interestingly, this is an interesting transformation that has happened. Bid dammatil muqaddara ala al ja'il mahzufa. There is a ja actually at the end. It was just re, but that ja is mahzuf. Okay. If you look at the meaning, wal-layl, and the night, iza, when, yasri comes from sara, seen, ra, ya, yasri, and then some masdar, suran, saryanan, masran, means to travel by night, to depart by night, also means to spread. Form 4 is asra yusri isra'an. We know Surat-al-Isra. To travel by night, and with the harfajar B means to cause to travel by night. Okay. So here it's the Surasi Mujarrad, just 3 is used, but Ja is mahzuf in the ayah. When it departs. One other translation that I have seen for this in some of the other translation is when it passes. Okay, I think given the meaning in the dictionary for for the night to depart by night, kind of made sense to me that and by the night when it departs. Okay. Now, so far we are dealing with qasam. Okay. وَالْفَجْرِ وَلَيَالٍ عَشْرٍ وَالشَّفْعِ وَالْوَتْرِ وَاللَّيْلِ إِذَا يَسْرٍ. And we know that when there is a qasam, there is supposed to be a jawab qasam, and jawab qasam is supposed to have an emphasis. Okay. But we see that the next sentence is hal fi dhalika qasamul lizi hijr. Okay. We don't see any emphasis here. So there are 2 point of views that scholars have on this, and I have captured that with my notes here. Okay, with just scroll down to show you what the deal here is. So they say so there are 2 conditions. One is or 2 possibilities. Jawab qasam mahzuf. Okay, the jawab qasam is not there, mahzuf, and it is estimated to be lanujaziyanna kullamri'im bima amala. Okay, and I have written the translation for you here. We will certainly recompense every man for his deeds. Okay, and I have seen it. I have seen it for in a couple of Arab dictionaries. This taqdiruhu with very similar spelling or almost the same. Okay, la nujaziyanna, and you can see the lamatul qasam is there, and then noon saqila at the end. La nujaziyanna kullamri'in, every man, bima amala, for his deeds. Okay? So that's one point of view. The other point of view is the jawabu qasam is coming later, which is inna rabbaka la bil mirsad, okay? Which is the ayah coming later, and that ayah will be is considered to be jawabu qasam. Okay, so both of these are opinions of scholars about where the jawabu qasam is. Let me stop here because I think there are 2 questions. Brother Farooq, you have raised the hand first. Please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
My question is to take you back, sorry, again, to wash-shaf'i wal-watr. I mean, we talked about odd and even, but in the context here, what is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, taking a qasam on when we say, what is, because the others are quite easy to understand, right? Wal-layl, very, very easy. Wal-fajri, we can, but shaf'i wal-watri is a little abstract. What are the mufassirin saying about this?
Yeah, good question, but I think you kind of your last sentence is the exit for me, which is it's a tafsir question. Yeah. And I, for most part, try to stay away from the tafsir. It's an extremely important aspect of understanding the Quran, no doubt about that. It's just that I'm not qualified to actually to present a point of view of hadith unless I'm well prepared for it. Yeah, so that's where I try not to get into the tafsir. Okay, so my respectfully, I would say I don't know the answer to that.
Okay, Jazakallah. That's all.
Sister Anisa, please go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, Brother Zahid. I don't understand how layalin is on mafail, because mafail has 5 letters, right? Yeah. And layal have 4.
Yeah, correct. But I think that's where I was saying that one of the letter is mahzuf.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It actually was layaliyu. Layaliyu. And the last ja is mahzuf, which is why the analysis we did was that it is majrurun bil kasrat al muqaddara ala ya il mahzufa.
Okay.
Or it is majrurun bil fathat al muqaddara ala ya il mahzufa. So ya is mahzuf. That's why we are missing the fifth letter in there.
Okay. Jazakallah.
Okay. Okay, so moving on, inshallah, ayah number 5. So here the qasam ends. The qasam ends, and we talked about the jawab of qasam either being taqdiruhu or the later there is an ayah coming in rabbaka labil mirsad. So that is some scholars say that is the qasam. So now it continues on into the next part, which is ayah number 5. Hal fi zalika qasamul ladhi hijr. Okay. Hal fi zalika qasamul ladhi hijr. Hal is harfu istifham. في حرف جر ذالك اسم مجرور together jar مجرور okay شبه جملة خبر مقدم قسم is مبتدا مؤخر لذي okay حرف جر ذي is اسم مجرور and this jar مجرور is not li قسم. Okay, by the way, the is one of those special nouns which basically is the alamat of jar is a ja. Okay, we know it zu, za, or zi. It is here. It is majroor because of harf jar li, and then it is always mudaf. So what comes after that is mudaf ilayhi hijrin. Okay. So if you look at the meaning, hal is okay. So it's kind of a hal and hamza. They bring in a binary question, a question which requires a binary answer, yes, no, or yes or no answer. Is there, in this case, because the context, the question really is there not? Is there not? Okay. Now, some has not put not, but I think kind of makes sense. Fi in zalika. So simple translation is that. I think in order to understand it, you have to kind of put all. Is there not in all of that or all that? Qasam. As we have seen this before, qasama, yaqsimu, qisman, to divide, to part, to split, also to determine, to share out. Okay, and then qasama yuqassimu, taqsiman, to divide, to part, same meaning as mujarrad, and then aqsama yuqsimu iqsaman, to take oath, to swear, and then qasamun, plural aqsam means oath. Okay, so qasamun here is oath. Okay, and oath. Lidhi hijr. So hijr, hajara yahjuru, hajran, hijran, or hujran, to hinder, to withhold, to forbid, to prohibit. The word hijrun means prohibited, unlawful, sacred, reserved for exclusive use. But the word, the phrase zi hijr means the someone possessing faculty of discernment, rational person, one gifted with intelligence or understanding. Okay. And then some other words from this root are hajarun, plural hijaratun, stone or rock, hujratun, plural hujaratun, private chamber, and then mahjur, ism maf'ul means forbidden. So lidhi hijr is for the ones, for the one possessing hijr, okay, sense or intellect, okay, or understanding. Okay. Is there not an oath? So is there not in all of that an oath for the ones possessing understanding. Okay. Moving on to next ayah. Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi'ad. Alam. So again, harfu istifham. Lam. Harfu nafi. Wa jazmin. Wa qalbin. Tara. Fi'l mudare. Majzoom. Fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu. Anta. Kayfa. Okay. Kayfa here is ismu istifham actually. Ismu istifham. Here it is coming as fi mahalli nasbin hal. Okay. And then fa'ala is fi'l madi. Rabbuka fa'il lil fi'l fa'ala. وهو مضاف and ka is مضاف إليه. And bi'ad, bi and ad. Bi is harfu jar and ad is ism majroor. Okay, ad is ism majroor. And then this whole jumla, كيف فعل ربك بعاد, jumla saddat masaddat maf'ulay tara. Okay, this tara is ra'al qalbiya, so it requires two maf'ulun bihi, and this jumla actually stands for those two maf'ulun bihi. Other thing I wanted to bring up is ad. Notice ad is actually a name, as we will just review as well. But it is adin, and we had studied that the non-Arabic names are actually mamnu min as-sarf. So how come there is a tanween, and also it is ending with the majroor, and majroor case is ending with a kasra. So that rule actually also has exceptions, and we studied those exceptions in lesson 34 of book 3, that if that Arabic name is a 3-letter name with the middle letter with a sukoon, then that name is not taken as mamnu min as-sarf, but rather it becomes a regular triptot. Okay, and so the example that we had seen before was Nuhun, or in the which is in the Quran, of course, but outside of Quran, names like Shahun or Khanun, they all fall into the same category, and Adun is also same category, that it is a 3-letter name with the middle letter as a sukoon. So it is not taken as a mamnu as-sarf. So it gets a tanween, and it also gets a kasra in the majroor case ending. Okay, let's look at the meanings, inshallah. Alam, did not. Tara, you see or you consider. Okay, because it's not talking about the physically seeing them. Okay, kaifa, kaifa means how. Okay, fa'ala. So fa'ala, yaf'alu fa'alan or fi'lan, to do, to perform an activity, to have influence or effect. Fa'il, ism maf'ul. Ism fa'il, what am I saying? Means doer. And then fa'al, which is also used in the Quran, the ism fa'il ala sigha mubalagha, one who is most able to do something. Okay. How? Fa'ala rabbuka. Okay. So how did, okay, here the better translation would be how did he dealt. Okay, Rabbuka, your Lord, bi'ad, with Ad. Ad, we know, is actually name of an ancient Arab tribe. Okay, name of an ancient Arab tribe. I think somewhere, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere near the border of Yemen, and the modern day Saudi Arab, or in that part basically. So there was a tribe that was called Ad. Okay. Moving on to the next ayah, ayah number 7. Iramadatil Imad. So Iram is defined.
Ruba Khali. This
Sorry,
area is called Ruba Khali. This is the biggest desert.
Oh, Ruba Khali. Yep. Yep. Correct. The empty quarter. Correct. So ayah number 7. Irama Zatil Imad. Irama is Atf Bayan. Atf Bayan. Now this is something that was not covered in Medina books. I understand that. And I was thinking of, by the way, this is Atf Bayan for Ad. Okay. Of covering it, but then I found a very detailed video by Dr. Abdul Rahim. He did it in English. Actually, he did it when he was in Toronto many years ago on this very topic, Atf Bayan. So I'm gonna try to leave a link for that video. So if anybody is interested in understanding the concept of Atf Bayan, please watch that video. Lots of very useful and in-depth explanation and many examples by Dr. Saab himself. So of course, there's no way I can actually explain it as good as he can. At a very high level, Atf Bayan is very similar to Badal, okay, but it has some things which are different than Badal. One of them is that Atf Bayan always clarifies things as opposed to Badal, which may not clarify things. Badal is more for a for substitution, and Atf Bayan is to clarify things more. Also, in the case of Badal, the main concern of the sentence is with the Mubdal Minhu. Okay. Is with the, sorry, what am I saying? The main concern in the case of Badal is actually with the Badal itself, not the Mubdal Minhu. But in this case, in Atf Bayan, the main concern is with the first element, okay, which in this case is Ad, and not the Atf Bayan. Okay. But anyway, Dr. Sahib has gone into a lot of detail in explaining these concepts, so please do watch that video if you would like to get more understanding of Atf Bayan. Okay, so Iram is Atf Bayan, and then Zati is Naat, number 1, Li Iram. Okay. Now, Zati is feminine because the name Iram is also feminine. And now, Zati is also Mudaf, and then Al-Imad is Mudaf ilayhi. Okay. So, if we, the other thing I forgot to mention here is that Atf Bayan for Ad, but Ad was Majroor, and Irama, it has a fatha at the end, okay? Because it is mamnu min as-sarf. Iram, being a non-Arabic name, is it's mamnu min as-sarf, so its majroor ending will be with a fatha. Okay. Meaning, so Iram will translate this as Iram itself. Zati, okay, with or owners of Imad. Okay. By the way, I forgot to mention Iram. It's the name of the capital city for the tribe of Ad. Okay. It's the name of the capital city for the tribe of Ad. And Imad comes from Amada Ya'midu, Amdan, to support, to prop. Amadun, collective noun meaning column, pillars, lofty structures. And Imad, similar meaning, lofty buildings supported by columns. Okay. With owners of the lofty structures or columns. Okay. So Alam tara kayfa fa'ala rabbuka bi'ad? Did you see? Did you consider? Or did you not consider how your Lord dealt with Ad? And then it says, Iram, owners of the lofty structures or columns. So if you can see here, first it said how your Lord dealt with Ad. Okay. But then it went said Iram, meaning what was done was with the capital city Iram. Okay. There may have been other cities of Ad. Okay. This ayah seems to refer to the what was done to the capital city. First it said Ad, but then it said the capital city, which basically had lofty structures.
Brother, this is Jama of Amud.
Imad is a it is plural. I did not capture the singular for it, which is my bad. I will try to update that, inshallah. Okay.
Brother Zahid, they are also seeing this through satellite. In that area, these big lofty structures, and the sand in this area is like as in ocean water, it ripples. Nobody can stand on this even now.
Okay. Jazakallah khair for sharing. Brother Ashraf, you want to say something?
Yes, brother, about the Iram. Iram in some Quranic tafsir and others are mentioned as the ancestors of Ad.
Okay.
Okay, so it's actually, I mean, if you look at some of the one we have, Meher Ali also mentions that. Mohar Ali, I mean, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it's Iram is the ancestors of Ad. So the ancestors of Ad was with those lofty columns, possessors of the lofty columns. So that's how it translates in there.
Correct. It's actually, Dr. Morali says the name of the ancestors of the Ad people, which was given to the locality where they lived in southern Arabia. Correct. Yeah, I think the dictionaries that I consulted, both, I believe what is his name? John Penrice and Brill, both of them had listed it as the capital city of Ad. Okay, I'll capture the other meaning as well, just for reference. Yeah.
I have to say that as well, with some apology, that I don't really pay too much attention to what these two dictionaries would say, because they are mixed with modern Arabic as well. So I would prefer a dictionary, the old one, which pre-modern days, like the Mojam, and also the number of them, the one there. So for the Quran al-Majid, I think the most authentic dictionary for me are the Mojam Wasit and what you call Ibn Manzur, the Lisanul Arab, and things like that, because they specifically are for the Quranic Arabic language. These ones, they have most of it, I would say 90% of them are correct, but there are certain things where they are influenced by the modern Arabic as well. So we have to be careful about that. I have to be careful about that when I say.
They
Yeah.
I think the Brill, which is by Abdul Halim, it is only for Quran, but you're right, it's very contemporary, it is very new, it's not one of the older dictionaries.
Exactly. So we want to, for the Quran al-Majid, I personally like the ones which go back a long time ago, before the postmodern, pre-modern times. So because these, if you look at the other dictionaries, even these ones, if you look at their what you call the preface and other commentary at the beginning of that, which we call a muqaddama or something for the dictionary, even they'll mention those, that the source for these dictionaries are so and so and so and so, which you will always find the Mujmal Basit and Lisan al-Arab and one or two others like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jazakallah khair for sharing that. Brother Farooq, please go ahead.
Talking of dictionaries, I was just checking my dictionary on pillars, and the singular seems to be Amud, and this is from Elias, which is probably a more modern dictionary than the one the brother Muhammad Ashraf has talked about. So it's
Correct.
Amud.
Yeah, so I was looking at it actually. So there are two singulars. Dr. Morali gives two singulars for Ahmad. One is Amadun, and the other one is Umud.
Okay.
So he says singular, tall buildings with columns, Ahmad. Yeah, so Ahmad and Umud.
Yeah. I think typically Ahmad is used for the column, to mention the column, and Amud is used for something straight up, rising up like a 90-degree angle, anything which portrays a 90-degree angle to because of the height. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. Yeah. Jazakallah.
And I also see there's a note from Sister Sabiha in the chat. She's saying you can still see their ruins. I guess she's talking about the ruins of Iram on route from Riyadh to Medina.
Ji, Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Alaikum assalam.
So it's still, the government banned this. It's a big, huge desert and very windy. So that what would happen, many cars were destroyed on that route. So now the Saudi government built a big fence, many 100 miles fence around this desert, because it's still, the sand dunes change their shape very often. It's so windy there, and the car, they would, like our car, I remember, was being pushed towards the Sahara, the desert, but because of the fence, you stopped. So there's storms there often, and we couldn't see huge buildings sticking out from the sand. Very scary. And when you pass by it, you feel, really scared for some reason. I don't know why.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. They can actually make it a tourist space, actually, if people want to venture into that space.
Yeah, they have done something like that, but nobody would like to stay there because it's scary there. It's the only little patch of, I think, 100 miles or 50 that is this kind of area, totally barren. Otherwise, so, the sand and very, dull sand, very scary, and always, nobody would like to even stop there for eating or drinking anything.
Correct. I mean, I've heard people having scary stories about you have to have your gas tank full before you actually go into that Ruba Khali. And otherwise you can get lost, and it'll be impossible for you to find any place for refuge.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, Jazakallah khair for sharing that, sister. Okay, so moving on, inshallah, ayah number 8. Allati lam yukhlaq mithluha fil bilad. So allati, so this is a continuation of the previous topic, Iram Zat al-Imad. So in there, Zati was naat number 1. Here allati is naat number 2. Naat number 2. Lam of course, is Ismul Mawsul. So what follows after that is Silatul Mawsul. Lam, we know, is Harfunafi. Wa Jazmin. Wa Qalbin. Yukhlaq. Fail Mudare. Majzoom. Mabniun Lil Majhul in the version of Yuf'alu. And then Misluha, Mislu and Ha. Mislu is Naib Fa'il, Naibul Fa'il, Marfu'un, wa huwa mudaf, and Ha is mudaf ilayhi. Fi harfu jar. Al Bilad is Ism Majroor. Meaning, Allati, okay, the one who, okay, the one who, or the one, you can say which, lam, not, okay, was created, misluha, so masala yamsulu, musulan, bab nasara, to resemble, to be like, to be or look like someone, to copy, to imitate. Mislun, plural amsalun, to be the same, similar, equal, like. Mathalun, likeness or parable. Okay, we see this used many places in the Quran. So here what we have is misl. Mithl. Okay. The like of it. Misluha, the like of it. Okay. Fil bilad. In. Okay. Bilad we have seen. Balada yabludu, to remain, to stay. Balad, plural bilad. So really city, land, city, town, village, land, region, any portion of earth, basically. Okay. In the land. Okay. So Allah is saying, the one which was not the like of which was not created in the land. The one, the like of which was not created in the land. And then it continues to the next one. Ayah number 9. وَثَمُودَ الَّذِينَ جَابُوا الصَّخْرَ بِالْوَادِ. Wow here is again harfu atf. Samud is ma'atufun ala ad. Alladhina, this is na'at li Samud. Ism mawsul, of course, and then Jabu Sakhra bil Wad. Jabu is fil Madi, mabni ala damma. Wow is damir muttasil fi mahli raf'in fa'il. As-Sakhra ma'fulun bihi. And bil Wad, jar wa majroor. Okay. And Samud, I think we saw Samud actually in through the Shams. And Samud, Al-Lazina, okay, who Jabu, Jaba Yajubu, Jauban, okay, Bab Nasara, to travel, to wander, to pierce, to penetrate, to cut through, okay, which are the meaning which are applicable here. But I just also wanted to show you a couple of other verbs from the same family. Ajaba yujibu ijabatan, okay, to answer, to reply. Okay. If you remember in the Medina books, many of the exercises are ajib anil as'iratil ajib anil as'ila. So that is actually a fail amr from this one, ajib, meaning to answer. So ajib means answer. Istajaba yastajibu istajabatan. Form 10. To respond, to obey with harf jar li, it means to answer to a prayer. And then jawab, we know, plural being ajwabatun means answer. Okay. So jabu here means to pierce or to penetrate. Okay. Or carve. Okay. The ones who carved a sakhr. Sakhr, it's a generic noun, no verbal root, rock or rocks. Okay. It does have sakhratun, which is a unit noun, which means a rock. Okay. Here it is a sakhr. Okay. Who carved the rocks. Okay. Bilwad. Wada, waw dal ja, yadi, wadiyan or diyatan. Bab daraba, to pay blood money. Wadin, it's also a manqus noun. Audiyatun is a plural, meaning valley or water channel or riverbed. Diyatun, compensation paid to the family of a victim. Okay. So here the al-wad basically is the valley. In the valley. In the valley. Okay. So continuing on, wa fir'auna dhil autad. Ayah number 10. Again, harfu atf. And then Fir'aun is ma'tufun ala ad. The is naat li Fir'aun. Wa huwa mudaf, and al-autad is mudaf ilayhi. Okay. And Fir'aun, and I'm going to write the transliteration of it. Fir'aun. Owner of al-autad. Autad comes from another misal verb, watada yatidu watdan. Watdan. To drive in a stake or a peg. Okay. Watidun, plural is autadun, meaning stake or peg. Okay. Owner of the stakes. Okay. So my understanding is that these stakes or pegs essentially represent the army tents. Okay. The military tents which are erected whenever the army moves. Okay. So what is being highlighted here is the military might of Fir'aun. Okay. How militarily strong he was, that the number of stakes that he used to actually build those army camps or tents was huge. That it was mentioned here as part of his his strength. Okay, as we saw before, the strength of Ad, that they were, it was a mighty nation because they had built lofty structures. Okay, and Allah is reminding that the like of them were not created. Okay, and then Samud, who actually used to carve the rocks in the valley, and then the Fir'aun is then mentioned that he was a mighty military power basically. Alladhina taghaw fil bilad, ayah number 11. Alladhina here is ism mausul fi mahalli. Actually, I made a mistake. It should not be fi mahalli nasbin. It should be fi mahalli jarrin. Okay. And it is different possibilities. It is Naat li Ad wa Samud wa Fir'aun. That's one option that's given, that it is actually a adjective for all the three nations which I mentioned before, Ad, Samud, and Fir'aun, or the nation of Fir'aun. Actually, Fir'aun is just a name, but because it's mentioned here as his name, so it's a naat for all those three. Or it is a naat for Fir'aun and his followers, and his atba'ihi, his followers, because it's kind of coming closest to Fir'aun, which is in the previous ayah. Or another explanation is, which is quite likely as well, it is khabar li mubtada mahzuf taqdiruhu hum. Okay, so I should have actually said that this applies to these two, because only then it is a marfu. Otherwise it is fi mahalli. In this case, if it is a khabar, then it is fi mahalli raf'an. The khabar is always marfu. Okay. And then tagaw is fi'l madi mabni ala fatha. Actually, mabni ala fathat al-muqaddara ala waw al-mahzufa, because there is a waw which is mahzuf. It's a naqis verb, and then waw here is the muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. Fi is harfu jar, and then the al-bilad is ism majroor. Okay, and of course tagaw fil bilad is silatul mawsul to allazina. Let's look at the meanings. Okay, so I am actually going with the last khabar li mubtada mahzuf taqdiruhu hum. So it will be, in that case, they are allazina, the ones who tagaw. Okay, taga yatga or taga yatgu tagyan. Also tagya yatga tagan or tughyanan, to exceed the proper bounds, to exceed, to be excessive, to be rough, tumultuous. Okay, so typically it is used to transgress, basically. Okay, the ones who transgress, who transgressed, fi in the land, in the land. Okay. They are the ones who transgressed in the land. Okay, so we move on to the next ayah, inshallah, ayah number 12. فَأَكْثَرُوا فِيهَا الْفَسَادِ. فَأَكْثَرُوا فِيهَا الْفَسَادِ. So fa, then aksaru, it's a different color here, aksaru, and then waw. Waw here, fa here is harf atf. Aksaru is fi'l madi mabni ala dhamma, and then fa'il is damir muttasil waw fi mali raf'in is fa'il, and this whole jumla aksaru fi al fasad is ma'tufan ala jumla sabika, the tagaw fil bilad. فيها جار ومجرور, and الفساد مفعول به مفعول به منصوب. Okay, if you look at the meanings, aksaru comes from kasura yaksuru kasratan. Okay, bab nasara, to be much, to be numerous, abundant, or to be multiplied, Aksara yuksiru iksaran. Okay, that's form 4. That is what we see in this ayah. To do much, to do constantly or frequently. Also to increase or to augment. Okay. So here for aksaru, waw being the file, meaning they, and they, okay, they increased, or you can say spread. Okay. And then implicitly it means constantly. Constantly. Okay. In it. Okay. This it basically goes to bilad, the lands. Okay. Plural. Kullu jama muannas. That's why you have the ha, which is a damir for muannas. Fasad. Okay. Fasada yafsudu or yafsidu, fasadan, fusudan, to be or become bad, rotten, wicked, corrupted, impaired, false, or wrong. Fasad itself means rottenness, corruption, wickedness, immorality, destruction. So a lot of negative meanings for fasad. Okay. So corruption is a very common one that's used in this case. So they increased or spread constantly in it the corruption. Okay. فَأَكْثَرُوا فِيهَا الْفَسَادِ. Moving on to the next ayah, inshallah, ayah number 13. فَصَبَّ عَلَيْهِمْ رَبُّكَ صَوْتَ عَذَابٍ. Okay. Fa and sabba. Fa again is harfu atf. Sabba is fi'l maadi mabni ala fatha. Alayhim jarwa majroor. Rabbu is fa'il marfu'un wa huwa mudaf. Ka is mudaf ilayhi. Sawta is maf'ulun bihi wa huwa mudaf, and azab is mudaf ilayhi. Okay. Sabba mudaf verb yasubbu sabban, to pour, to empty. And with harfu jar fi means to fill, and with harfu jar ala means to impose a trial, to impose a trial. Okay. So the two meanings you can take: imposed or poured. Okay. Alayhim, upon them. Your Lord. Sauta, Sauta, Sin waw ta, ajwaf wawi, Yasutu, Sautan, to mix, to put together two things in a vessel and then beat them up with a hand until they become mixed. To also means to create. Sorry, to create confusion. To whip someone, to strike someone with south. South basically means whip, lash, a scourge, or a mixture. That's another meaning. So here it has a meaning of a scourge or a whip. Okay. So your Lord, scourge or whip of azab. Okay. I think we have seen it before in the juz. Azaba ya'zibu, izban, to hinder, to impede. It has an interesting meaning: to be unable to eat due to extreme thirst. That's one of the meaning for this. And then azuba ya'zubu, uzubatan, a totally different meaning: to be sweet pleasant or agreeable. Azaba yu'azibu ta'ziban, form 2, to punish, to inflict harm, to oppress. Azab, torment or punishment. And then azbun, which is also used in the Quran, means sweet or fresh. Okay. Here we have azab, torment or punishment of punishment. Okay. So your Lord poured upon them or imposed upon them a scourge of punishment. Okay. Ayah number 14. Inna rabbaka labil mirsad. So harfu tawkidin wa nasbin. Rabba ka. Rabba is ismu inna. Wa huwa mudaf. Ka is mudaf ilayhi. Labil mirsad. La. And then, sorry, there are more parts in it. La, B, and then al mirsad. So la here is alamul mudalaqa. B is harfu jar, and and al mirsad is ism majroor with bil kasra. And this whole thing together is basically give myself some room here. Khabar inna. Bima li raf'in khabar inna. Now the meaning, indeed, your Lord rasada yarsudu rasadan, bab nasara, to keep an eye, to observe, to lie in wait, to watch. Mirsad is can be ismul makan and also masdar as well, a place of ambush. Okay, a watching post. Okay, the common translation for this one is, indeed your Lord is your Lord is ever on the watch. Okay, and again remember there is a inna and there is a laul muzalaqa. Both are for emphasis, both are for tawqeed. Moving on to ayah number 15. فَأَمَّا الْإِنسَانُ إِذَا مَا ابْتَلَاهُ رَبُّهُ فَأَكْرَمَهُ وَنَعَّمَهُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَكْرَمَنِ. Okay. So فَأَمَّا, fa, and then amma. Okay. This fa, we have seen it before. We saw it in Surat-al-Fajr, and then we have also saw it in some of the other surahs as well. Fa of tafri'iyah. When two or more options are coming, then this fa is used. Fa of tafri'iyah. Amma is harfu tafsil wa shart. Okay. Insan is al-insan mubtada marfu'un. Idha is zarf zaman. Okay. Mutadammin ma'na shart. It contains the meaning of shart. Later we will see that the jawabu iza actually is mahzuf, but the shart meaning of iza is still there. This ma is actually ma az-zaida. Ma zaida. So it has no meaning in English for this one. Ibtalahu. So ibtala and then who. Ibtala is fi'l madi. مبني على فتحة المقدرة على جاء. And then who is مفعول به مقدم. رب is فاعل وهو مضاف and who is مفعول به. Sorry, what am I saying? What am I saying? رب is فاعل وهو مضاف and who is مضاف إليه. Okay. Okay. فأكرمه. فأكرم and then who? Fa here is harf atf. Akrama is fi'l madi mabni ala fatha. Who is ma'fulun bihi. And by the way, fa'il was mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. That goes back to Rabbu. And this akrama is ma'tufun ala ibtala. Okay. And na'ama, same analysis. Harf atf. And then na'ama, who. Fi'l madi mabni ala fatha. Fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu huwa goes to Rabbu and who is ma'fulun bihi. And this na'ama is also ma'atuf ala ibtala. Okay. This is amma. Then the jawabu amma starts. Fajaqulu Rabbi akraman. Okay. So this fa and then yaqulu. This fa is waqiatu fi jawab amma. Okay. Yaqulu is fi'al mudari marfu fa'il mustatir diruhu huwa. This huwa goes to al-insan. Rabbi akraman. Rabb followed by ya. So Rabb here is mubtada wa huwa mudaf. Ya mutakallim is mudaf ilayhi. And then akrama, nun waqaya. And then there is a ya mutakallim actually here, which is mahzuf. And that ya mutakallim is the mafulun bihi. And noon is for protection, for wiqaya. Akrama was fi'l madi, mabni ala fatha, fa'il mustatir, taqdiruhu huwa, and this huwa goes to Rabb. And this whole jumla, akraman, this jumla, fi mahalli raf'in khabar li Rabb. And of course, this whole jumla, Rabbi akraman, okay, this jumla is fi mahalli nasbin maqulul qawl, because that is what is coming after yaqulu. Oh, and then the other thing is we saw iza, but we haven't found the jawab of iza. So the jawab of iza is I should have mentioned somewhere. Yeah, maybe I'll put something here actually. Star. Okay. Jawabu iza mahzuf. And it is yadullu ala jawab amma. Basically, jawabu amma denotes jawabu idha as well. Okay, but the jawab that is there is first taken as a jawabu amma, and the jawabu idha is said to be mahdhuf, but it is represented by jawabu amma as well. Let's look at the meanings, inshallah. For amma, as for al-insan, the man, iza, when, ma we are not going to translate because it has zaida, ibtalahu, okay. Root is bala, naqis wawi, yablu, bala'an or balwan, to test, to try, to afflict, to prove, whether harfajar B, a fee or B means to experience. Form 8 is ibtala, yabtali, ibtila'an, to test, to try, bala, test, trial, or affliction. Okay. Ibtalahu, okay, tests him, or you can say tries him, Rabbuhu, his Lord, akramahu, karuma yakrumu, karaman, karamatan, karamatan, to be noble, to be generous, karama yukarrimu takriman, to honor someone, akrama yukrimu ikraman, to treat someone with kindness, also has the meaning of to honor someone. And then akramu, ismu tafdeel, most or more honored, noble. Al akram is an attribute of God, the most generous, the most bountiful. So akramahu, okay, and honors him, and honors him, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala or his Rabb honors him. Wa na'amahu. So na'ama yan'amu, yan'amu, and the other spellings as well. To live in a comfort and luxury, to be happy, to enjoy. And then na'ama yun'imu, tan'iman, this is a causative meaning, form 2, to provide with a life of ease, to bless with the comfort of this world, also means to pamper. Na'im, happiness, bliss, delight, pleasure. So na'amahu, and makes life easy for him, and makes life easy for him. فَيَقُولُ, he says, meaning the insan says, Rabbi akraman, my Lord akraman. Okay, this is the same akrama yukrimu we saw before. My Lord honored me. Ya mutakallim was mahdhuf, but it has to be understood from the kasra on the noon waqaya. My Lord has honored me. Well, Said, please go ahead.
Yes, فَيَقُولُ is khabar of al-insano. Al-insano is mubtada and فَيَقُولُ is khabar of it.
Very good point. Actually, I should have mentioned it. Correct. The فَيَقُولُ, sorry. This jumla في محل رفع خبر لي إنسان. جزاك الله خير. Okay. Moving on to ayah number 16. وَأَمَّا الْإِذَا مَبْتَلَاهُ وَقَدَرَ عَلَيْهِ رِزْقَهُ فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَهَانًا. Okay. I took the liberty to actually pre-fill the analysis for this because it's the same as in number 15. So I can save some time here. So if you want to look at the details, you can definitely look at them in the video and also in ayah number 15. So I'll jump straight to the meanings, inshallah. Okay. And as for when ibtalahu, so he, meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, tests him, faqadara alayhi rizqahu. Okay? So qadara yaqdiru qadran, the multiple spellings, to decree, to ordain, to decide, also has the meaning of to straighten or to restrict, to give in meager quantity. Has other meanings as well, to estimate the value of. Qadara yaqdiru qudratan, and to possess strength or power or ability. Okay. So here it has the meaning of to restrict something. Okay. He tests him, okay, and restricts him, and restricts alayhi, upon him, meaning upon the insan, okay. Rizqahu, okay. Rizq, razaqa, yarzuqu, rizqan, of God, to sustain, to provide for sustenance. And then rizq is provision, sustenance, bounty from God, a livelihood. His provision, his provision. Okay. And as for when he tests him and restricts upon him his provision, فَيَقُولُ رَبِّي أَهَانًا, he says, Rabbi, my Lord, Ahanan. Hana, Yahunu, Hunan, to be or become humiliated, disgraced, ridiculed, despicable, weak. And then another masdar, Haunan, means to be or become easy or moderate. Form 4, which is what we have in this ayah, is Ahana Yuhinu Ihanatan, to disgrace, has a causative meaning, to humiliate, to humble. And then Muhin, which is the Ismul Fa'il for this form 4, degrading, insulting, shaming. So he says, my Lord disgraced me. Disgraced me. Okay. That finishes ayah number 16. We go to ayah number 17, inshallah. Kalla balla tukrimunal yatim. Kalla balla tukrimunal yatim. Kalla we have seen before. This is a harfu rad'in wa zajrin. Wa zajrin. Bal. Here is harf lil idrab. Here it is al-intiqali. As you know, there are multiple ways bal can come, or different types of meaning. One is ibtali, another one is intiqali. Ibtali is to nullify what was said before. Intiqali is to transfer from it. This one is intiqali, to transfer from the previous statement to the new statement that is coming in this ayah. La is nafiya. Tukrimun, fi'l mudare, marfu. Waw is damir muttasil fi mahali raf'in fa'il. Al-jatim is maf'ulun bihi mansubun. Okay. Meaning?
Sir, be sabut noon.
Yeah. Tukrimuna مضارع مرفوع علامة رفعه ثبوت نون. Correct. Yeah. Not at all. Okay. Bal, nay, and then la, not, lots of negation. Tukrimun, akrama yukrimu, to honor. So tukrimuna, you honor. Al yatim. Okay. We have seen before. Yatim, orphan, one of a kind, unmatched. The orphan. Okay. You do not honor the orphan. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is bringing our attention to that. You do not honor the orphan. Okay. Ayah number 18. وَلَا تَحَاضُّونَ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. Okay. Harfu atf. La is again nafiya. Tahadduna, fi'l mudare, marfu, bid alamatu raf'ihi, thubut noon. Waw is damir muttasil fi mahali raf'in. Fa'il, ala harfu jar, ta'am, ism majroor. Al-miskin is mudaf ilayhi. Okay. So this is ma'tuf ala al-jumla sabika. Which is la tukrimun al-jatim. By the way, this tahaduna, I should have mentioned, asluhu tatahaduna. One of the ta is omitted just for ease in pronunciation. Okay. So wala, nor, tahaduna. The root is hadda yahuddu, haddan, huddan. Okay. This is a mudaf verb with harf jar ala means to urge, to encourage, to incite, to instigate. Hadda yuhaddidu tahdidan. Same meaning, to urge, to encourage, to incite. If you remember, harfu tahdid, this is the particle of urging. Different examples include halla, ala, Allah, lauma, laula. We saw them in Medina books, by the way, book number 3. Form 6 is tahadda, yatahadda, tahaddan. Okay. As you know, form 6 are the kind of group actions. Okay. So here it means to urge one another. With al-fajr ala means to urge one another. Okay. Not just a single action, but a group action. So here it is saying wala tahaduna, nor you urge one another. Okay. Ala, to ta'am. Ta'ama yat'amu, ta'aman, to eat, to taste. At'ama yut'imu, it'aman, to feed someone, to give, to eat. Okay. So as you can see, the masdar for form 4 is it'am. Ta'am is actually ismul masdar for this fi'l. Okay. As you know, ismul masdar is actually a noun which has the same meaning as the masdar, but it has a fewer number of letters in it. It'am has 6, ta'am has 5. Okay. So it has the same meaning, act of feeding someone. Okay. Ala ta'am. So you urge one another to feed the miskin. Okay. Miskin, we have seen it again before. Sakana yaskunu, sukunan, and miskin basically means poor or humble. Okay. Feed the poor. Okay. Interesting to note in this ayah It doesn't say that you do not feed the poor, but it actually says you do not urge one another to feed the poor. Okay, so feeding the poor itself is not enough, but rather urging one another to feed the poor is also significant enough that it is mentioned here. Okay, just wanted to point that out. Moving on, inshallah, to ayah number 19. وَتَأْكُلُونَ التُّرَاثَ أَكْلًا لَمًّا. وَتَأْكُلُونَ, the waw is harfu عطف again. تأكلون فعل مضارع مرفوع بثبوت نون, and waw is ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل, and this whole jumla is again معطوف على الجملة السابقة. Okay, let's go to the next page. التراث, this is مفعول به منصوب. أكلا is مفعول مطلق, and لما is نعت لأكلا. Okay, let's look at the meaning, inshallah. وَتَأْكُلُونَ, so akala ya'kulu aklan, to eat, to consume, also has the meaning of to waste away. Okay, and akil is one who eats, one who consumes. Okay, I should have mentioned one other meaning for this is to devour. Okay, وَتَأْكُلُونَ, and you devour. Okay, I used the wrong color. At-turas comes from varisa yaresu, wirsan. Virasatan or turasan, to inherit. And turas itself means, also the meaning of inheritance. Okay, you devour the inheritance. Aklan. Okay, aklan, devouring. Okay, this is maf'ul mutlaq because masdar used in the same sentence as the verb. And then lamma, another mudaf verb. There are quite a few mudaf verb actually coming in Surat-al-Fajr. It's very interesting. Lamma, yalummu, lamman. Bab nasara, to gather, to collect, to assemble, to also has a meaning of to reunite. And then lammun, exhaustive or excessive, extreme. Okay, also has a meaning of altogether. So here, devouring exceedingly. Okay, or altogether. Altogether. Okay. وَتَأْكُلُونَ التُّرَاثَ أَكْلًا لَمًّا, and you devour the inheritance, devouring altogether. وَتُحِبُّونَ الْمَالَ حُبًّا جَمًّا. حرف عطف. تحبون فعل مضارع مرفوع بثبوت النون واو ضمير مستتر ضمير متصل في محل رفع فاعل المال مفعول به منصوب. حبا is مفعول مطلق. So we can say naib anil masdar. This is an example of cognate masdar. It is actually a masdar which belongs to the same family, but it is not a masdar of the verb tuhibbuna. Okay, it is a masdar for the thulasi mujarrad. And then jamma is na'at li hubban. Okay. Tuhibbuna, habba, another mudaf verb, yahibbu, hubban, masdar. To love, to like. And then form 2 is habbaba yuhabbibu tahbiban, to cause something to be loved, liked. And then ahabba yuhibbu ihbaban. Form 4, which is what is used in this ayah, is to love, to like, to desire. Okay. And then a couple of other words, hubb also has the meaning of love. And then another one is mahabbatun. Mahabbatun also means love. Interesting to note, in Urdu, we have basically changed this word mahabbatun to muhab. We have put a dhamma on meme, which actually is not correct. From an Arabic point of view, the word is mahabbatun. Okay? Actually, it's mentioned in one of the books as well, that the word muhabba is not correct from an Arabic point of view. It is meme with a fatha. Anyway, tuhibbuna, and you love al-mal, the wealth, hubban. Okay, again, a love. Okay, this is the masdar, or love, or loving. Jamman, another muta'af verb. Jamma, yajimmu or yajummu. Jamman, to gather, to collect. And then jammun has the meaning of something which is numerous, very much plentiful, abundant. Okay, a love, abundant, slash plentiful. Okay. And you love the wealth, and an abundant love or plentiful love. Okay. We move on to the next ayah, inshallah. Ayah number 21. Kalla idha dukkatil ardu dakkan dakka. Okay. Kalla, harfu rad'in wa zajrin. Idha, zarfu zaman, lil mustaqbil. Now this one is mujarrad min ma'na shart. It is void of any meaning of shart. So there is no, there will be no, because there is no shart, there is no jawab shart either. Dukkatil ardu. Okay. So so you dukka and then ta. Dukka is fil maadi, mabni lil majhul. Ta is for ta'anis. Ard is naib file. Naib file. Marfu'un. Dakkan is maf'ulun mutlaq. And then dakkan again is taqeed lafzi. It repeated to bring more emphasis on this word. Okay. In terms of meaning, kalla, sorry, ne, idha, when. Okay. Dakka, and another mudaf verb. Dakka, yadukku, dakkan. To make flat, to level, to even, to ram, to press down, to beat down, to devastate, to demolish. And then the word dakkan or dakkun, crushing, flattening out, pounding, also has the meaning of an even or a level place. When crushed or pounded is the earth. Sorry, I should say when the earth is crushed or pounded. Okay, a crushing. Okay, in English, the common translation is a crushing over crushing, meaning there will be waves of crushing one after another. Okay, when the earth is crushed, a crushing over crushing. وَجَاءَ رَبُّكَ وَالْمَلَكُ صَفًّا صَفًّا. Wow. حرف عطف again. جاء فعل ماضي مبني على فتحة. رب فاعل وهو مضاف. ka is مضاف إليه. والملك حرف عطف, and then malaku is معطوف على رب. صفًا صفًا. صفًا it's a masdar actually. في موضع الحال. It's in the state of being hal. And second saf is again tawqid lafzi. It brings in the emphasis in the word. Okay. Wajaa. Okay. So we've seen jaa before as well. So jaa, jim, ya, hamza. So this is an ajwa verb, and it's also mahmuz because it has a hamza. Yaji'u maji'an. To come, to arrive. With her fujar B, it becomes to bring. Also has a meaning of also in the case of transitive, it can mean to come to. Okay, and then whoever is the come to will be the maf'ulun bihi. Majhul form is ji'a, the madi. With harfujar B will mean to be brought. Anyway, we are looking at the ma'loom form, waja'a, and comes rabbuka, your Lord, wal malaku, and so malaka yamliku malkan, to take in possession. I'll go straight to the word malak. Okay, as a collective noun, it means angels. But it can also be a noun, in which case the plural will be malaika and the singular will mean an angel. Here it is coming as a collective noun and angels. Okay. So, and your Lord and angels come saffan saffa. Saffa yasuffu saffan. Yet another muda'af verb, to arrange in a row or line, to line up, to align over. And then saf as a verbal noun means to basically arranging or aligning. A plural, it can also be a noun, in which case the plural is sufuf and meaning is row, line, file, rank, or queue. Okay. So here the typical meaning is like, your Lord and angels come rank upon rank. Rank upon rank. And then ayah number 23. وَجِيءَ يَوْمَئِذٍ بِجَهَنَّمَ يَوْمَئِذٍ يَتَذَكَّرُ الْإِنسَانُ وَأَنَّى لَهُ الذِّكْرَى. وَجِيءَ واو is harfu عطف. جيء في الماضي مبني للمجهول. Okay. Yawma is we've seen it many a times. There's a three parts. Yawma is and then the tanween. Okay. Yawma is zarf zaman. Is mudaf ilayhi because it's coming after the zarf. And tanween is actually for compensation lil ivd an jumla mahzufa. Jumla which is mahzuf, which is understood from the context. Okay. Bi jahannam harf jar and ism majroor. Wa alamatu jarrihi al fatha li'annahu mamnu min as-sarf. Jahannam mamnu min as-sarf. And then yawma is in same analysis that we did before. I will not repeat it here. Yatazakkaru fi'l mudari marfu. Al insan fa'ilun marfu. Wa anna this waw is wawul hal and anna is ismu istifham. Okay. And but here it is coming as a bimali nasbin zarf makan and muta'alliq bimahzuf khabar lahu is jar wa majroor and dhikra is mubtada muakhar. It's a subject which is coming late. Let's look at the meaning, inshallah. So waji'a and is brought. Yawma is in on that day. Bi Jahannam, the hell. Okay. And the hell is brought on that day. And then it says, on that day, yatazakkaru zakara yazkuru zikran, to preserve in one's memory, to remember. Zakkara yuzakkaru tazkiran, form 2, to remind, to admonish. And then tazakkara yatazakkaru, to remember, to ponder, to contemplate. Okay. So on that day, yatazakkaru will remember. Al insan, the man. So on that day, the man will remember. Okay. Wa anna lahu dhikra. Okay. Anna ismu istifham, meaning where from, wherever. It can have other meanings also. One of them is ismu istifham. How and however. Okay. So with waw being waw hal, okay, so it will be while, okay, how good, okay, or some say of what avail, of what use, lahu, for him, a zikra. Okay, zikra, part of the previous root we saw, remembering, recollecting, or remembrance. The remembrance is the remembrance. Okay. So on that day, the man will remember, but then says, but how good will that remembrance be for him? Okay, well, it'll be too late. Moving on to the next ayah, ayah number 24. Yaqulu ya laytani, fi'l mudare, marfu.
But the Zayed Jahannam is
I forgot to mention, actually, you're right. My apologies. I just realized that as soon as you use the word, this is
Naib file.
a naib file, yes. Naib ul file for Gia. Okay. This jar mujur together is fi mali raf in naib file. Okay. Jazakallah khair for reminding. Next ayat, ayat number 24, yaqulu mudare marfu fa'il mustatir taqdiruhu huwa. This goes to insan. Ya laytani. So there is a ja, and then there is a layta. Too many parts in here. Then there is a layta, and then there is a noon of waqaya, and then there is a ja mutakallim. Okay. So ya is harfu nida. Actually, there are two possibilities here. One is it is a harfu tanbih. Okay. Au harfu nida. Layta is a harfu lit tamanna. Noon is for wiqaya, and ja mutakallim is ismu layta. Okay. Qaddamtu fi'l madi. Tu is damir muttasil fi mali raf'in fa'il, and this jumla is fi mahalli raf'in khabar layta. Li hayati jar wa majroor. Okay. Looking at the meanings, he says, ya laytani. Okay. Layta or ya layta, harful tamanna, is generally related to something impossible. Okay. Something that is cannot happen, or very, very difficult, or completely impossible. The sister of inna, meaning its ism is mansoob and its khabar is marfu. The meaning is would that, or I wish that, or if only. Okay. So yaqulu ya laytani, oh I wish, qaddamtu, qadama yaqdumu qadman, to precede, and then qadima yaqdamu quduman, to arrive at a place, to reach, to come, to turn, and then qaddama yuqaddimu taqdeeman, form 2, which is what we have here, to advance, to put forward, to offer, to work for. Form 5 is taqaddama yataqaddamu taqadduman, to go before, to go forward. Muqaddam is ism maf'ul for form 2, that which is advanced or brought forward. Qadim, we already know, means old. So qaddamtu, oh, I wish I had advanced. Okay, advanced, and then you can say implicitly means some good. Okay, li hayati, for hayat, hayya or hayya yahya, hayatan, to live. Another spelling is hayya yahya, hayaan. Okay, different masdar. To be ashamed of. There is a small typo here. I will inshallah fix it. Should be min, not man. Okay. So hayya yahya with a masdar hayaan means to be ashamed of. And then hayya yuhayyi, tahiyyatan, form 2, to greet, to salute. Then ahya yuhyi ihya'an, to give life to restore life, to restore to life, to help, to live. Form 10 is istahya yastahyi istihya'an, to feel shy, to embarrassed, to be embarrassed. Completely different meaning, to spare from killing, to save from death. Okay. And then hayatun, which is a word that we are dealing with here, is life as opposed to death, this life or living. Hayyatun means serpent, again used in the Quran as well. Okay. For my life. So, Yaqulu ya laytani qaddamtu li hayati, he says, oh, I wish I had advanced some good for my life. Okay. Ayah number 25. فَيَوْمَئِذٍ لَا يُعَذِّبُ عَذَابَهُ أَحَدٌ. Some of it is actually repeating, so I will not go into too much detail. Okay. Fa here is harfu isti'nafiya. For Yawma Izin, we already did it in the previous ayah, so I'll skip it. La is nafiya. Yu'azzibu, fi'l mudare, marfu, bidamma. Azaba, mafulun bihi, hu, mudaf ilayhi. And then ahad is fa'il. On that day, okay, not yu'azzibu, we saw the meaning. Yu'azzaba, yu'azzibu is to punish. Okay, not punishes. Azabahu, his punishment. His punishment. Ahad, anyone. Okay, so kind of it doesn't make an English sentence if you look at it from this perspective, but really the meaning is on that day, no one punishes the like of his punishment. Okay, no one punishes the like of his punishment. Ayah number 26. Wala yuthiqu wathaqahu ahad. Harfu atf. La is nafiya. Yuthiqu, fi'l mudare, marfu, bidamma. Wathaqa, mafulun bihi, wa huwa mudaf. Who is mudaf ilayhi. And then ahad is again fa'il. Okay. Nor yuthiqu, wasiqa, yasiqu, siqatan or wusuqan. This is a misal wawi verb. To place one's confidence, rely, depend, trust. Awsaka yusiku isakan. This is form 4, which is what we have in this ayah. To tie up, to bind, to shackle. Wasaqun, shackles or bond. Okay. I think I made a mistake actually. I made two mistakes, and my apologies for both of them. In the previous ayah, azaba was not maf'ulun bihi, it was a maf'ulun mutlaq. Because azaba yu'azibu and then azab. Okay. And then in this ayah as well, wasaqa is not maf'ulun bihi, it is actually maf'ulun mutlaq. Okay. So wasaqa means shackles or bonds. Wusqa is tafdeel, feminine, most firm, secure or solemn, and misaq, another word that we seen before, pledge or covenant. So yusiqu and nor binds wasaqahu, like his binding, like his binding, anyone. Okay. Nor does anyone bind like his binding. So on that day, no one punishes like his punishment, nor does anyone bind like his binding. Okay. May Allah protect us from that azab and that binding on that day, inshallah. Ayah number 27. Ya ayyatuhan nafsul mutma'inna. Okay. So ya ayyatuha, the ayyatu and then ha. Ya is harfun nida. Ayyatu is munada. Mabni fi mahalli nasbin. Ha is harfu tanbih. An-nafs is naat li munada. Al-mutma'inna is naat li an-nafs. Okay. Meaning, O you an-nafs. Okay. I have the root here, and you can see all the meanings for this, inshallah. O you, the soul, al-mutma'inna. Okay. This one is an interesting verb. This is a fail ruba'i. Tam ana yuta yutam inu tam anatan. It's a fail ruba'i mujarrad verb, to calm, to quiet, to pacify. And then fail ruba'i mazid, itma'anna yatma'innu itmi'nanan, to be or become in a state of rest or ease, to become at peace with, or to be tranquil. And then mutma'innun, which is ismul fa'il, and the feminine being mutma'innatun, one who is safe and secure, one who is tranquil or peaceful. So here it is, has a meaning of to be contentment or tranquil. The soul in complete contentment, O you, the soul in complete contentment. Irji'i ila rabbika radiyatan mardiya. Okay. So irji'i, so irji', and then ja mutakallim. So not ja mutakallim, I shouldn't say that. It is actually a different damir. So irji' is fail amr, and then ya mutakallim, again not ja mutakallim. Ja is actually the damir muttasil fi mahalli raf'in fa'il. Okay. Ila harfu jar, Rabbi ism majroor wa huwa mudaf, and ka is mudaf ilayhi. Okay. Radiyatan is hal min fa'il irji'i. It is the hal for the fa'il in irji'i. So this ja, this damir in irji'i is the sahibul hal, and mardiyatan is the same, is also hal, okay, for the same fa'il. In terms of meaning, raja'a yarji'u, okay, ruju'an to return, okay, here it will be return ila to rabbika, your Lord, return to your Lord, radiyatam mardiya. So radiyatam, something which is, it is a ism fa'il muannas, well pleased or content and satisfied. Okay, so radiyatam, well pleased. Okay, and then mardiyatan is a ism maf'ul. Okay, acceptable, well pleased. Okay, I should have also mentioned meaning of pleasing. Okay, and pleasing. Okay, return to your Lord well pleased and pleasing. And number 29, fadkhuli fi ibadi. Fadkhuli, harf atf, fail amr. This ya is damir muttasil fi mali raf in fa'il. By the way, this ya is, as you know, it's a second person for anti, because the one who is addressed is a nafs, and nafs is feminine. In irji'i, in fadkhuli, and in the last wadkhuli, the ya are all that damir muttasil that represents the second person feminine. And this is ma'dufun ala irji'i. Fi harfu jar, ibadi ism majroor wa huwa mudaf, and then ya mutakallim is mudaf ilayhi. Dakhala yadkhulu, okay, to enter, and we know that to enter into a join a non-physical thing, and that's what is here. Okay, and enter fi among ibadi, plural of ibad, sorry, plural of abd. Someone, anyone also has the meaning of slave, okay, or servant, and enter among my servants. Wadkhuli jannati. Wow. Harf atf. Udkhuli fail amr. Ya mutakallim is fi mahali raf and fa'il. Jannati is maf'ulun bihi, and ya mutakallim is mudaf ilayhi. And enter my paradise. Enter my paradise. Allahumma ij'al minhum. Allahumma ij'al minhum. Allah, make us among the ones who will get this call, inshallah.